Alright, hello. I hope you enjoyed my rant the other day. It was fun for me. I'm gonna turn this down. We're gonna continue on Camry. I've been playing Eatang. Because reasons. I deleted all my old save files for so many of the games that I played because of the updates that have been going on in the game over the last couple of weeks. It'll probably be a good idea once this game is done to start a new one rather than continue toward reaching the ultimate goals, like a long campaign finish, ultimate campaign victory, stuff like that. Probably would be best to start over because they have been patching the game a couple of times. And, ooh, I don't want to lose anything. Is he sieging them? We're sieging him. We are sieging him. I remember this. Right. We cannot build any siege equipment because they are within range to receive reinforcements. We have to take it. Lucky for us, Cetra's on a monster. So, that qualifies as being able to break down the walls. He's not on a monster. I think he still qualifies though. Being on his Chariot of Doom, or however you want to call it. They had promised some months ago that they were going to fix sieges to be more realistic, as they said. The problem actually goes back several games, actually. Don't need to do this many groups quite, but I think it's to our advantage to do so anyway, because it will give us some ability once we get inside to switch direction and take points, to respond to differences as the situation arises. We're going to go ahead and keep that. Visual novel in the background is crashing. There we go. Well, I'm not going to be playing a visual novel in the background while I'm doing this, apparently. That's fine, it was just on for white noise as I play anyway. I've already played this one. This is Fall in Love Fortune. It's about a Cupid that uses her magic arrow to shoot into her rival. Funny, I guess you could say. And not realizing that the red string of fate that the hero has is tied to herself, in addition to her rival that she was trying to embarrass her with. So she ends up shooting herself with a and several other girls as well. He apparently had several true loves, and it ends up being let's not use our buttons. So all of these girls fall in love with the hero all at once, and it's pretty funny. He's actually really nice. basically it's like using a love potion now. Makes sense. Help them get it.
Incantation of power! Of course! Mortuary cult! Bring me their bones!
The best thing about Fallen Love Fortune is the music. The music is fantastic. And of course, yeah, it's cute. Those are adorable. It's a visual novel at the end of the day. Most of them are pretty cute. Let's have one people from one direction and one from the other.
Sectra destroys!
These guys are coming in. Just 10 points. There's your job.
This is well! Kill! Yes!
Hit any of them there.
Obey me!
Not that I have much targets. Oh, we pretty good on this. That's it. They were going to take some of my troops for that? What do you beat? No. Do they have some troops that are I wonder if they had any troops that were unbreakable. They were going to take several of my troops for that. We lost 203 guys. I mean, come on. Yeah, they said that they were going to fix sieges. I mean, the original game, Shogun Total War, came out, what, 1999 or something like that? Shogun Total War had better sieges than this. Because you would have, like, the castle on top of the hill, and you'd have to funnel in through the small opening, and they would defend it inside. I mean, the problem mainly with the sieges today is they're simply too easy. Even having, because in the original one, there was one choke point, right? There's only one way in the castle. I mean, it's an open gate. Which obviously wouldn't happen in a regular siege, but it did restrict the movement of the attacker to that gate. And so it did give the advantage to the defender. Let's get rid of these. Want higher level stuff. Let's go ahead and build that, and we'll build a couple of other things before we transfer this over to the other team. Let's just demolish those and hand it over.
Bow before your king!
It's to no advantage for us to keep one territory in mosquito swamps. Especially when handing it over prevents its capture forever.
My harem.
What's this guy up to? What's this punk doing? I hope you enjoy it when I go off on tangents. It's no fun to listen to somebody just lather on about the game they're playing. It's much more fun when they go into crap. Right? I hope so. I was reading online just a bit ago. Somebody was making an argument about the diversity of marine mammals, and how there was only one marine mammal that started out as a marine mammal and then decided it didn't like being a marine mammal and later left the water environment to return to land. So he was calling it a failed experiment in going to sea. And that's a dumb argument. Like, the fossil record is so broken. We only get, like, if you think about it, like 1 in a million animals, especially not the soft-shelled animals. Most animals are like slugs and small single-celled organisms and things like that. But I mean, imagine the preservation of, like, water bears. How likely is a water bear to be preserved? And yet it's an important ecological species, right?
Father's will.
And there's very little chance of it being, because it's so small, there's very little chance of it being fossilized and then found. Soft-shelled animals, of course, slugs and things like that, have a very low chance of being fossilized ever. And so the fossil record is highly incomplete. There has been an argument by, and I've seen it before, and you've seen it before, there has been an argument that there is more diversity on Earth today than ever in the history of the planet. And some people, I think, are making that argument because they are claiming that because there's more diversity now, there's not much of a need for us to worry about preserving species. The idea, of course, being that, oh, there's more diversity now than ever before, therefore, why are you trying to preserve these tiny little insects in a far-off corner of the world? It's not that important to save them. There's more diversity today than ever before, and that's just incorrect. There is not more diversity today than ever before. We know, actually, that there were, when there are more ecological niches to fill, that there should be more pressure to diversify your species. And so this is not the most ecologically diverse period of Earth's history. There were more ecological niches, for example, during the Eocene thermal maximum, because there was more heat in the Earth, there was more range between the highest and the lowest temperatures on the planet. So there should have been more ecological niches in the past than there is today. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Which one gives that one does? No paleontologist would ever claim that there is more ecological diversity today than before. That's just a dumb argument. Hyrotitans. We gotta make a Hyrotitan team. Do we have the ability? We will. We're gonna do it right now. Why not? We can just keep making more. Let's do 2. The argument is often made because people want to be lazy. They want to be able to say, oh, we don't need to protect these species. We can just let it go extinct. It's not that valuable. It's not that important. Why are we spending our time, for example, on the Devil's Hole pupfish, right? Who cares if the Devil's Hole pupfish goes extinct? Well, it's diversity. And when every time you lose diversity, you lose part of the Earth forever. You don't ever get it back. You don't get to make the claim, oh well, let's bring it back later. It's gone. Now there could be an argument that we might be able to bring species back from oblivion. There was, recently, not too long ago, somebody claimed that they had brought back the direwolf, and that's just a lie. They didn't bring back the direwolf. What they did was create... What they did was create, basically a wolf-like species that is a, what's it called? When you take a designer species, all they did was give it attributes that they think direwolves had. It is not a direwolf. It is not biologically a direwolf. It is not genetically a direwolf. It has some aspects of direwolves. You know, maybe it's got a wider jaw or a longer snout or longer teeth or something like that. Whatever it is that they thought this is what a direwolf should have. That's what they gave it.
Wanting.
And then they called this mashing together of different morphological triggers, and they said, we brought back the direwolf. No, you didn't. and that's also dangerous because now there's a belief that, oh, hey, we brought back a species from extinction. We don't need to worry when a species go extinct. We don't have the capacity to bring a species back. We have never done it. There is research in that direction, but we certainly have never done it. And we certainly didn't do it with a direwolf. That's not what that direwolf was. And you already see arguments online where people are already saying that we don't need to preserve species because we've brought back the direwolf. Therefore, we have no need to concern ourselves with conservatism. We don't know. I guess part of the problem is there's a belief, I guess you can say, in this technological future which does not exist. But there's a belief that it will exist, and this technological future will solve the world's problems. So we don't need to worry about fixing problems today, because there will be a technological future where everything is solved already. That's just simply not true. We don't know what efforts people will be able to make in the future. We don't know, for example, if we tried bringing back the Carolina parakeet, okay, that has been extinct for 100 years. If we decided we wanted to bring back the Carolina parakeet, how do we know if we are able to bring it back in the first place? How do we know that what we bring back behaves like a Carolina parakeet? How much of the behavior of a Carolina parakeet is dependent on the knowledge of the parents to teach to their offspring? How do we know that a thylacine is able to survive without pack mates that know how to hunt and can teach it how to hunt? How do we know what behaviors these species need to learn in order to thrive? And so allowing a species to go extinct because you plan to bring it back later is utterly absurd. It is mind-numbingly stupid. It is corrupt. And it is based on this technological future. This idea that technology is somehow going to solve all the world's problems. So we don't need to worry about fixing problems today. We can leave that to the technological future that may not even exist. We put a lot of faith into technology that doesn't exist, that may not exist, and may be so full of holes that it is improbable to succeed, even if we manage to reach some sort of baseline success. Even if somehow, for example, we bring back the thylacine and we start repopulating Tasmania, with thylacines. There's no telling that we have reached some level of success in bringing the species back from extinction. We don't have a baseline marker we can point to and say, ah, yes, this is the thylacine of the past. The best we have is some recordings of thylacine howls in the wild, and a couple of films people made of thylacines in captivity. What the crap? How are we going to say that's a thylacine when we reach a level where we are able to bring back the species? How are we able to say this animal here is behaving like the thylacine of the past? This animal here is capable of doing all of its necessary species functions for survival. Take, for example, the passenger pigeon. Passenger pigeons were alive in the 19th century, and they went extinct. There used to be, estimates are that there were flocks, just a flock of passenger pigeons. Could have been a billion animals. A billion animals may have been in a flock. And when the species declined, it rapidly declined. There became a tipping point as we were hunting passenger pigeons for food. It was simple food. The problem that passenger pigeons faced was that as we began going out into the wilderness to capture them, their response to danger was to pool together, to come together and try and perhaps drive out the danger that they were facing. Okay, so you have I don't know, a wolf that captures a passenger pigeon to eat it. The other passenger pigeons would all flock around the attacker in order to drive it away. So the response to being attacked was to flock together. So what hunters would do is they would set a net down on the ground. They would just put a net down, and they would have a single captured passenger pigeon. And the single captured passenger pigeon would begin giving an alarm. It would start shouting out that it was in danger. And other passenger pigeons would come to help. And they flock together, right? They come to flock together. And then we would just pull the net and capture whole herds. A herd of birds. We would capture a whole herd of birds all in one go. We would just gather hundreds of them this way, and it became cheap food. We would feed passenger pigeons. We would feed passenger pigeons to criminals because it was such cheap food. And we would also feed them to soldiers, the Civil War soldiers. And I'm not going to do that. Let us try and entice him to come out. So passenger pigeons, we would capture them in just the droves of hundreds of passenger pigeons all at once. Let's see if we can get 66,000. Yeah. What's the other option? Getting rid of these things. Well, they're useless to us, but also we get a lot of money selling them. All of this Quintax and all that stuff. Some chalkworm Quintax and all that stuff eventually. No need to keep building this up. I was building it up because when you sell it to a neighbor, when they take it, they start with walls, for example. They start with, whatever resource building that's going to end up when it switches hands. They have some resources in the city. So when they captured all of these passenger pigeons,
King of greatest
what
dynasty.
immediately began happening is they declined rapidly. They just went through a complete collapse of passenger pigeons, and we now believe
Arise, my legions.
that
Rise.
perhaps what is going on is passenger pigeons require
In my name.
lots of individuals in order to perhaps mate, in order to find food, perhaps in order to survive. Something about being in large, like million bird flocks was necessary to keeping the passenger pigeon alive. And as we began rounding them up, there became a tipping point where it just all collapsed. So if we were able to bring back a passenger pigeon, or 2, or 10, or 100, it might not be enough to sustain the species. The species may require 1,000,000 birds in order to successfully survive.
Creator God.
And are we capable of
Onward, soldiers.
generating 1,000,000 cloned passenger pigeons?
Will be mine.
Are we capable of doing that? And if the answer is no, we are not capable of generating 1,000,000 passenger pigeons to bring the species back from extinction, we may be incapable of bringing the species back from extinction. It may be beyond hope, because it may require far more individuals in order to sustain a population than we can feasibly manufacture. And so allowing a species to go extinct when we don't fully understand the ramifications of what happens when that species goes out the door,
My will be done.
we will be unprepared. We should not allow that species to go extinct, is what I'm trying to say. If we cannot plan out what will happen if that species goes extinct, how we are going to possibly bring it back, we should not therefore allow it to go extinct. And all of this because some goon on the internet thinks it's okay to allow a species to go extinct. Because there's more genetic diversity now than ever before. There is not more genetic diversity now than ever before, first off. No paleontologist would ever make that claim.
Of greatest dynasty.
And beyond that, saying that we can allow a species to go extinct because there's more diversity today than before, and it's not a big deal, we can always bring these species back later, is just absolute madness. It's absolutely insanity.
I reign.
Go that way.
We never tire. Move, but not yet.
I might... No, it's not important.
Priest king of greatest dynasty.
Great dynasty.
Yes, your highness.
Now, I believe
What
that
brings
the
you
dwarves
to my
will
mighty
slowly
forge?
like us more and more and more the longer they are our vassal. They don't like that we gave gifts to Karaze Karak? What? They hate Karaze Karak? That's strange for dwarves. I think, because they are honorable, that they will uphold their honorable agreement to remain our vassals in perpetuity forever.
Legions march.
We have no concern with them revolting against us.
Advance. Find my harem.
High Queen Khalid.
Oh, very interesting. I do not believe that he has
For the
the
Creator
ability
God!
to reach us from here. These swamps are really hard to cross.
The goddess wills it.
I think we have enough ability to attack that before he's able to take that other city from us. Dune Rider. We could work on her ability here, or we can work toward Lightning Strike. It'd be nice if we can block him. Assaulting him would be good, because if he's been assaulted, he'll have a harder chance to take a city. The problem is, I don't want to lose a city to Mr. Goreclaw here, and then have it retaken by Thorg Eyeballa. That's my concern, because Thorg Eyeballa is not ever going to want to trade the city back to us. 95%, that's pretty good. I hope I've made a pretty decent case for why, first of all, genetic diversity is not greater today. The problem is that we have more information. We live on today's planet. It's easier for us to identify species. There's another problem also. There's a difference between, and you learned about this in geology. Sorry, I've been sick. There's a difference between morphological species and, I don't know what you'd call it, a regular species? There's a word for it, I'm sure. I'm not a biologist, I'm a geologist. Speciation is important to a geologist only because it's part of the paleontological record, and because life does alter the shape of the planet. But morphological species is a species that's different because we've identified its morphological differences. Its skull shape, its teeth shape, the alignment of its bones. And if those things are the same, we basically declare this is a separate species. But that's a morphological species. Those are morphological differences. We don't know, for example, jays, like a blue jay, for example, and all the other species of jay. Let me look it up really quick. Jay. Since I've chosen jays, something I know very little about. There's the New World jays, the Pinion jay, the Florida scrub jay, the California scrub jay. So we take all these different jays, the Stellar's jay, the blue jay, the purple-backed jay. They may have morphological similarities, right? They may have the same bone structure. They may have the same skull shape. They may have the same alignment of their bones. But they're not different species. We declare them different species because they have different markings on their feathers, something that a paleontologist is not going to be able to have. You know, you don't get to see different colors on the back of an animal when it's been buried and fossilized. You're just not going to get, you know, patterns of their feathers. I mean, there are some rare cases. There are some really interesting things going on in paleontology. People are actually getting things like skin color and things like that from the fossil record. It's incredibly rare, and it has to do with like the shape of the cells and the type of cell walls that you can see in some animals, that it gives you an idea of what that animal may have looked like when it was alive and what colors it could have been. But I think that the difference is primarily not the difference. Pardon. I think the knowledge we have gained from this technique is more about the fact that there were lots of different colors and not what colors those were. I believe that what we have done is we have learned that, for example, species X was composed of 8 different colors, because we see 8 different cell types that determine color in modern animals being analogous to what we have found in the fossil record, right? So we can declare then that there must have been 8 colors on this animal. We don't know if that was purple, green, blue, or red. For all we know, it was silver, orange, black, and green. You know, we don't know what colors there were. We just know that it was colorful. I believe that's what we've gained from looking at cells. So yes, you might be able to point out to examples of some Stallion Tomb. You know what? I'm going to look for any special districts that we may have. I know I've been tripped up on those before in the past. I have had instances where some thing within a minor settlement wrecked that settlement. There's one in particular, right up here. I was playing as Kislev, and I took a city up here somewhere, and it kept turning into ruins. And what I didn't know was there was a hidden thing on the minor settlement that said there's a 20% chance every turn that this will turn into ruins, because I hadn't read it. So it is not always wise to ignore it's not always wise to ignore what these are outposts. We have an outpost here. Okay, that's good. Golden Colossus. They'll get some great stuff out of that. We've got some pretty good stuff to build. They can make Ushabti. They can make Scorpions. They can even make Hyro Titans. That's good for them. A strong ally is a strong alliance, I guess you can say. Anyway, getting back to morphological differences. A morphological species is not the same as a true species. And morphological differences should never be mistaken for the difference between two species. I mean, it almost certainly is. I can't think of any species currently alive that have, skeletal morphological differences that are significant, but are the same species. Dogs, but dogs have been, seriously altered by humans. They're no longer the same species they were prior to humans coming along and going, let's make some changes here and here and there. These guys are thriving and they build armies. Since I am spreading out, especially this way, I'm not going to hand this over to Wardalow here, primarily because they hate me.
Dark are these times.
That's not going to change. They hate me because I'm killing the elves, and I have to kill the elves in order to win the game. I may as well turn over, and I'm not going to turn these over. I may as well turn over the south jungles of, I don't know what you call this continent. Is it spacebar? What is this territory called? Western jungles. Okay, central jungles. I'm going to turn this over to the elves because they will thrive here when we will not, and we are getting more territory than we need. It's not like I'm building Hyro Titans and war sphinxes.
I fear your lich priests have done you a great disservice.
Kutzwattle. Kuaxotl. Let's get 2,000 gold. And let's just keep trading settlements. We'll trade this whole jungle area to them. They will do much better than we will here. Wattle. I think Orion's camp also is one that will help them thrive. Because it's red to us, I believe it's yellow to them. We don't want to trade Antok or Plain of Tuskers to them by accident. Orion's camp. I believe because they're elves, they get yellow on that, we get red. Sunglade. I was originally going to turn this over to the lizardmen, but the lizardmen went extinct out. That is green to us, but it is part of Talakwa. So I'm going to trade it. Despite the fact that it's decent territory for us, I'm not going to keep a single city surrounded by a bunch of junk. It is part of that region. Yeah, it's part of this region.
I realize you can know no rest, but must you plague me?
I like how he doesn't really like me. He's neutral toward me despite being allies for like 60 times. Alright. They hopefully will make bigger, better, and more frequent armies. Owning that. You know what? We can give all of this junk to them too. Serpent's Coast. Cursed Jungles. Give this all to them too.
I fear your lich priests have done you a great disservice.
You'll notice that I often give land away to allies. I just don't see a point in keeping it. It does mean it.
I realize you can know no rest, but must you plague me?
Teotihuacan. Will he give me more? Oh, he will give me a gold. He's out of money. Up. Temple of Skulls.
I realize you can know no rest, but must you plague me?
We won't give him... Oh no, we will. Temple of Skulls. And we may as well give him the last two. Is that right? No, we've already given Cursed Jungle. Teotihuacan, Serpent's Coast, I believe, is the last one. I like making my allies strong. I really do. I believe in alliances. The ability of alliances to thrive together. I'll probably also give a lot of this junk over to these guys to make them stronger too. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I am a geologist. That's hilarious. He rushed all the way over there to do nothing. As it happens when you just leave it on whatever was the last thing you were doing with them. Emmerich. Oh, you're in trouble, Emmerich. Skullbringer and Organ Nightbane are going to kill you. Goodbye, Sump Pit. The dwarves in this region are going out of style. It is time for the mountain elves to take over. And I actually prefer dwarfs instead of dwarves. Dwarves is not historical. There was no such thing as dwarves, V-E-S. It was always dwarfs. D-W-A-R-F-S. Dwarfs is the traditional plural for a dwarf. And Tolkien came along and said he didn't like that because elves is plural for elf, therefore dwarves should be the plural for dwarf. I just don't agree with it. That's the same rationality that they use to create things like, oh, you can't split an infinitive. Despite the fact that Shakespeare wrote in split infinitives, you morons. But people came along and were like, oh, Latin is better than English, and it's the root of our language. Therefore, our language should more reflect Latin. And so they Latinized English, even though it was never supposed to be Latinized. We ended up with rules in English that make absolutely no sense. So along comes this Tolkien guy, and although he's a great writer, he decides that dwarfs should be dwarves. I just don't agree. There you go, my spiel on that. It's not important. You'll see me falling into dwarves anyway, because it's just, it gets to be easier to say than dwarfs. Dwarfs is a little clunky, after all. So perhaps dwarves is superior. Tolkien may have been right. But it is not, at the end of the day, it's not historical, so, you know, say whatever you will. I believe in Total War Warhammer, however, it is dwarfs. D-W-A-R-F-S. And I think that's because the original company that made Total War, not Total War, that's Creative Assembly. I think it's Creative Assembly that made Total War, and then who is it that made Warhammer? Man, I believe that's because the Warhammer people are British, and they're using the traditional method of naming conventions. Upgrade your storage now. Your iPhone cannot be backed up. It used to be able to be backed up, but you don't give people as much space anymore as they used to have, and phones get bigger and bigger every year. So the amount of space you give us is insufficient to back up our phones. I like how things that used to be free now cost money. Like I used to sit. When I was a tutor for years. When I was a tutor, a lot of time as a tutor is dead time. You're just sitting there waiting for the students to finish whatever it is. Like you'll give them an assignment of like 20 or 30 questions, and then you'll just sit there for an hour, waiting for them to finish it. Or you know, if they have questions, they'll obviously ask questions. But a lot of times they'll just sit there and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and there's a lot of dead time. So I would link my phone to my laptop, and so I would get internet on my laptop through my phone, and it would use my data on my phone, but you know, I had tons of data at the time. I think I have unlimited data now, but before I had, you know, tons of data, and it would roll over each month, and I would never use it all. And so I would read stuff on the internet. I would read and I would read and I would read and I would read and I would read on my laptop in front of a student, because it's something, you're not on your phone. You don't want to be on your phone in front of a student, because being on a phone is it's bad form. Like, you don't want students to get this idea that it's okay to be on their phone when they're bored. And you don't want to encourage that behavior when they get in class, of course. So you don't want to be on your phone yourself. And so it was much preferable to be on your computer, because the students can be on their computer during class. They can be on their computer during lessons. And because computers are an integral part of our studies nowadays. Don't want to encourage them to be on their phone. It's okay to be on your computer. And so you want to emulate that same behavior. You want to not be on your phone as a tutor or as a teacher, but it's okay to be on your computer. And so I would link my phone to my computer, and I would just sit there and read. And I would read and read and read and read. Like I was reading about the Bronze Age collapse, and I was reading about the Yamna culture and the bell beakers, and the history of the takeover of Europe by the Yamnaya. And I would read about the old what's it called? All of the old dynasties of China, and the great dynastic leaders, and I would read about the period of time. I like history. History's cool. I would read about.
The ire of the great king.
Hello, Count Noctua.
Unwise.
Do you want to be
and
allies,
fatal
Noctua?
for you.
Oh, he hates everybody. Oh, let's go peace. Yeah. We undead should not be at war with one another. I would read about the history of Transoxiana, and the great leaders like Tamerlane and Baber, and of course, going way back, you can look at Darius, but he's not really Transoxiana. He's kind of more what's it called? He's more Babylonian. He's kind of east of there. West of Transoxiana. Anyway, so I would read about all of this stuff, and I would read about really cool history, origin of language. I would read philosophy. I would read stuff about, like, I read Machiavelli. I read the Quran. I read thinking so much about all the... I tried to read all of the great books of religion that have existed around the world. The Bhagavad Gita, the Tainbo Kalinga, the Poetic Edda, which is just a silly name, because Edda is poetry, so it's the poetic poetry. And that's just so silly. Why is it
Address
called
me as
poetry?
your highness.
Oh, let us read the poetic poetry now.
Nehikara will be
Let us get
mine.
together and recite the poetic poetry. Like, what? We are missing a tomb prince. Did we lose our tomb prince, or did we not hire a tomb? It's that stupid tomb prince that we don't want to hire because he sucks. Dude, Ryder. I don't think any of that stuff is important. Fix our bandages.
Is mine.
Oh, we're not moving. Well, we'll move a little bit because I want to see what other lords need to be.
Will be done. Shatter their bones. Servants.
We have these two guys going south. They will be able
War
to
for Nehikara.
opposed
On your knees.
Is this our guy that is? I think it is. I think it is. I think it is.
Dynasty.
Yes, it is. This is our... Whoop. You don't get good troops. No. No, you don't. You get the birds. We have successfully, I believe,
My will.
saved the.
Take it for me. Land of the dead.
They will probably enslave themselves for Pahuas. We will trade Shine of Sotek immediately to keep them from death.
Do not interest.
Okay, so they were down to 1 territory. We just saved their butts. Oh no, they've got Ziggurat of Dawn, but they're not going to keep it for long. That is under siege, buddy boy. They will probably become our vassal for Pahuas.
As your
We
highness.
just declared ourselves capable of managing 2 more armies. We should build those armies.
Petra
Here,
watches.
where they are most needed. Oh, we can't.
Priest king of greatest. Arise, my legions. Rise. Find my harem.
What was I talking about? Oh, you're like, oh, sweet. He finally forgot what he was talking about. Good, we can move on.
Yes, grovel and
Yeah, so going back to my idea of my phone, I upgraded my phone to a new phone.
my will be done.
I had a job last year that was better than tutoring. Tutoring is not a great way to earn money. It was something to do at the end of the pandemic, and while sitting around waiting for
Of
something to
greatest
come along.
dynasty.
We will trade Aquitaine for peace with Mortalo, just because I don't want
To battle for the creator god.
neighbors. I foresee that they're going to want to kill us within the next 2 turns.
Dare.
Let's grab something that can be completed in 1 turn. There. That will give it more value. Maybe they will be willing to get
Move it.
a non-aggression pact for its trade.
We never tire. Next time.
But this game is coming to a close. There's not much we need to do.
Nehekara will be mine.
Perhaps wipe them out. They still have the floating.
Submit.
Oh, they still have him.
Fire on
And
them.
Argyle. Scorpion Sting. That should give us opening up to the rest
Glory.
of the line. Or we didn't already open it. Oh! I just realized we already had. I will literally forget my head if it wasn't attached. That is like my biggest weakness. And I just realized that on that character I already had given him the line to the east, to the right. It's just I had moved on to the line below it. I often get stuff I don't need just to fill a line because it bothers me when it's not complete, because like just now I forget what I'm doing and then I go crazy, and I would rather get something and get it out of the way rather than forget it for
They misunderstand my greatness.
I'm too forgetful. I'm too forgetful. Restful in tournament. That will get rid of his wounds. I would give it to them now, but we're standing in their territory, and if we give them territory now, they'll get mad that we're invading their territory without permission. Unless this guy has that skill where oh, these are the 4th dynasty. It's one of these guys. Eternal, no. Cutting, okay, no.
So it shall be.
Yeah, I don't want to be trespassing their territory. If I can avoid it. But I also don't want them to go to war with me.
Vengeance upon them!
They are really close to blocking that guy from taking that city.
At last! Vengeance!
I don't think we killed the thing we had. But we can't wait. Anyway, once again, getting back to my telephone. I can't do that anymore. I cannot sit in a classroom or in a tutoring center and have my phone link my computer, my laptop, to the internet. I can't set up my phone as a service provider, whatever link, whatever it's called, where you get the internet through your phone by connecting to your phone and then having your phone connect to the internet. You can't do it anymore. And the reason why you can't do it anymore is they make you pay for that service. They don't allow you to have it for free. I gotta get a new keyboard. My keyboard died about 2 weeks ago. I've spilled too much Coca-Cola on it. And because of that, it's and it did it again. The keys on my replacement keyboard. This is the keyboard the computer came with. And it's not a great keyboard. Let's give you the 2 prints and the Necrotect. No, let's give you all 3 of them. We will keep the caster here, so he buffs these guys. No, we want the caster here. We will give you the Necrotect.
The dead do not rest.
Yeah.
I am reborn. Curse them.
So yeah, I can't link my phone up to my computer any longer and use my phone as a internet station, because that is now something you have to pay for. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to shoot them. Let the skull catapult take them out. These guys all stacked up. Hi there, die there. Great. Now comes the obvious question: what am I doing this for? Here, come over here. Now it makes sense. We did it for that reason, right? that's why we're doing it. Break down the wall. Necrotect. Let's come over here with the Necrotect. These guys can stay outside the walls. I don't think they have any towers. I don't see any towers. There's nothing that'll shoot those guys. And they can't summon. That's not true, they probably can. I never played Corn. These guys come in. Those up on the wall. Let's just bring them in. They will end up in melee, but no, you're not coming all the way freaking over here to get through the wall. Who's going that way? You do not go that way. time when I just shoved it right on the faces of my own guys.
My orders!
We'll get spell resistance. Let's move these guys in the gate. Still hit him. May as well. He has the resurrection. So useless on him.
Prince who promised! I remove
the doors. Any obvious things I can do with this? Yeah, baby! Don't move! Yeah, baby! Okay. Let's let our power reserves build up a bit. Oh no.
of souls. Yes.
We can move him over here. By the by.
Wheel of the gods.
On the right side of the Lich Priest, he does not move the other of the group.
Attack! Master Sculptor! Orders accepted.
What is shooting like? Yeah! I like it. So yeah, one of the things I really like about tutoring, and I also did substitute teaching for a while, but is that it gave me time to give me time to read the great philosophical works of the past.
Statuary! It's on me.
Okay, you need to shoot something other than that. I don't have anything to shoot.
Destiny.
Decisive victory. Way to go, me. Yeah. I was trying to read the best books that exist. Some of the great works of the past. And also the history of the peoples, cultures, and words. And right now, I'm doing some substitute teaching. I don't have a lot of time. While I'm bringing with me the geological history of Utah, which is cool because I'm a geologist.
My will be
Defender
done.
of the dynasty, yes. Resurrect is good. I'm not gonna bother. We have enough guys that have lightning strike. I don't think we need everyone to have lightning strike. It's good, but it's not always necessary. Drop soul. He is now immortal. Combat line. So yeah, I'm now reading the geological history of Utah, and like I knew some of it, obviously
Bring
from
me
school,
Neferata's
because I
head.
studied geology in Utah, so obviously I know. Well, I guess that tells you where I'm from.
I ignore the critics.
My dad
Allah is life.
so
I shall return.
grew up. I grew
Await
up
the
in Utah.
necrosphinx.
Lich priest.
Is this guy somebody's lich priest? It is.
Land of the dead.
Who is missing a lich priest? You are missing a lich priest. There's the.
David Shaish.
It's never a great idea to reveal where you're from to strangers on I imagine you guys aren't going to come to my house and kill me over my political views about unicorns! May they all be worshipped forever. The blissful unicorn society of awesome. Let's trade Quintax. I don't need it anymore.
Alsik Parsarshini, Tarsarsoteca.
Give us our.
Alterhertek.
That's one reason to give them land. They earn so much money a turn. And they spend it on nothing! Ha Huluwaddle. Not that I do that. I love it. Ever since the last unicorn, you ever see the last unicorn?
Address me as your
I watched that
highness.
as a kid. I have
Greatness comes.
I was born to commune with dragons,
Coleman.
not lesser beings.
What do you have? 5,000?
I will not fail.
And we'll just give current gods. No, we'll give it to him next turn so the walls are complete. Oh, we just got Xandri for the first time ever. Let's take actually, this place is a recruitment center. Let's take recruitment. Yeah, you are for corruption. Outpost! Who's this? Hexawattle. I want you to have whatever is going to be your main base with Pahuax, which is Shrine of Sotek. We want Shrine of Sotek right there.
Find my harem.
We can always change that later. The game is, of course, coming to an end. We just have to find and destroy the last settlements of the Wood Elves.
Nehekara reborn.
Yep, that's what I thought. gonna try and double team King Duahatui, whatever his name is. I didn't get a look at it. Wow, leaving Zahu attack. I need to leave King Esphere up north to defend my new allies from the terrors of the Dark Elves. In fact, I said I was going to build new armies up there. Let's wait until Pahuax is more built up than it currently is. I believe it's only level 0. Once it gets to level 1, we'll be able to build some force recruitment centers up there. Maybe that's probably the best idea. We've got the cat guy, the cat boy, in the area. We might be able to link up with King Esphere up in the north in order to defend the lizard men from the Dark Elves. Perhaps we can get another agreement for a vassalage out of the Hexawatl. Everybody's my vassal! It's gonna be great! You all get to exist under the bright leadership of the undead. You're like, you know all this stuff about Colossus crap. You made a channel about playing Total War Warhammer 3? Of course! I love freaking Total War Warhammer 3! Who doesn't? We're not gonna try to we can't break an agreement that soon after we made it. Especially not to somebody who refuses to recruit armies and won't attack my enemies. Did he just recruit an army? I'll bet you he just brought back Mazdamundi, and he's gonna wander around the world with an army of one as Mazdamundi. Unless he brought Mazdamundi down from another city and he was just always alive. Probably more likely. Look at that, you got a level 44 hero right over here. Maybe you should hook up with Mazdamundi over there. Kill some Dark Elves. Yeah, oh, something I didn't say the other day, and I should have said it, and I wanted to say it, and it was on my mind, but you see how my mind wanders as I talk. It's not straightforward. I get into cycles. One thing I wanted to say that I didn't say is I do not want to live under communism. I absolutely do not want to live under communism. And we will end up under communism if we do not fix capitalism. We have to fix capitalism before it's too late. We've got to solve the problems of capitalism before we are faced with a situation we do not want to be part of. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because by God, it would suck. Okay, we are in a little bit more of a time crunch than I realized. We should have built an army last turn. We no longer have the option of waiting. The Dark Elves are coming down now. I think they're bringing like 4 armies at once. It's a little bit more than King Esphere can handle alone. I'll try and bring Kathmandu up north as quickly as possible. No guarantee he'll get there on time. Oh, especially since he's going south because of Buckethead McGee. Huatl there, you can't do anything with Admiral Ramal, a Barbstorm. He can't take Huatl there. has no option. I don't think... I think I can send King Sennacht north now. I don't think he has the ability to take any territory with the troops that he has. I could be wrong. He has to make the attacks. We know that because he has no cities. Let's hire another trash guy. Someone that's level 1 we got from Confederate and Calida. Another level 1 punk. And watch him get slaughtered. Or should we hire a level 28 butt kicker? I think we should. Because level 28 can't die, right? The reason why we hire a level 1 guy is we're afraid he's going to die. Level 28 can't die. But then again, there's also the problem of they will steal our items if you lose. Not ideal. Okay, they did not go to war with us. I thought they might go to war with us this turn. They didn't, which gives us time to move out and hand them, what is it, Aquitaine that we have? Let them have Aquitaine. And then we'll get a non-aggressive pact from them. They're going to be honorable enough that they'll break the non-aggressive pact first before they go to war with us, and they're not going to break a non-aggressive pact immediately after making it. They'll wait like 5 to 10 turns, probably 10 turns. So it'll give us 10 turn buffer for Aquitaine. Goreclaw. What's surrounding? Let's see.
War for Nehekara!
Slaughter people at Purple Water because they don't get experience. The question is whether Buckethead McGee here can take it.
Denied.
With an army of 5. Even if he has dragons in that army, I don't think so. Like, he should. What he should do is transfer all of his troops over from Admiral Arathar Fangshield. And
Tomb King. Voyage!
I hope this doesn't sacrifice the...
Nehekara will be mine. Servants. Quickly!
Oof. I don't like Isle of Crimson Skull building up there. Especially since they're going to be at war with them as well. Let's try and cut that off before they... Either way, it is good that we are...
Land of the dead.
Let's just go over there and protect Triumph Sotek.
My will be done.
Those are admirals. It is just these two guys here. He might be able to take one, but not both.
No way.
How long do we have? 2 turns for Hawks. So long. We have no option.
Who commissions me?
Who is this duder? You're a good duder.
Grab my chisel!
Let's take King Fuckdom here.
Attend your king!
Level 2, we can just toss him at the enemy like a punk. Best strategy for success. Let's build 3 of those. One of those. I know. Don't want to lose that. But it is the best chance we have of surviving. Halberds. He walked away from Zion, so we will walk closer to it. what I need is for Skulltaker to walk into an ambush. Is what I need. Doubt
Arise, legions.
May as well. Stabilizes the region. It's already stable. Money? More neutrality. We are almost done.
Will be done. You disobey. Send the chariots. To war for Nehekara. Land of the dead. Legions march.
But at the same time, I kind of
Fight my
need to
harem.
get over here
Soon.
faster.
Not now.
Ooh, he's got a dude. Hi there. Not terrible army, but not gonna
Address me
be able
as your
to stand
highness.
against these guys.
We never tire.
Let's get King Lamizage.
King of greatest dynasty.
Lamizage out and trade Aquitaine.
Dark are these times, and dark my mood.
For a non-aggression pact.
Anon.
Yes, I could have gotten a trade agreement which kind of functions as the same. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I'll be able to build that nice trade that to them as well. But I think that's what we'll keep Brianna Castle.
King of greatest dynasty.
Let's go this direction.
Legions march. My will be done. Bold strategy. I have
In my other game, what's it called is still alive. It's not Astalia. It's the guys that take over from Maragliano. Is it Astalia? I don't know. It's the faction with the white flag that's down here. The cream-colored one. And they were dead. This was all Skaven. My endgame crisis is kill the Skaven as the High Elves. And so I came over here and I'm conquering Bilbali and Montanas and Margarita and Nuja and Tobaro, and I take Skaven Blight. And I traded Skaven Blight because Castle Carcassonne was owned by Belagar Ironhammer. So I traded Skaven Blight to Belagar Ironhammer for Creed. And then while I'm taking Skaven Blight, Maragliano is under revolt. The Skaven own it, but it's revolted. And Astalia comes back. And I can't believe that there was so little corruption in the area. They must have just taken it or something. Or they may have been in a war with another faction that allowed Maragliano to have enough negative corruption in order to respawn. I think it's Astalia. So they took it over. I just left them alone and let them take Maragliano because the Skaven were too busy fighting me in Skaven Blight to put up a resistance in Maragliano. And then I took Rafafra, I took Lucini, I took Argolis, I took Verdanos, and Myrmidons, and I traded all of these to Astalia. And so now they are a decent faction in this area. And they have several armies. They've got like 4 or 5 armies. So they have a force over here. And as High Elves, I get to recruit Empire armies. It'd be nice if we had Dogs of War in this game. We don't. Oh, I was going to do this a long time ago, but let's trade Karak and...
I have no reason to welcome you.
No. Let's trade Karak and...
I am the High King. I will hear you beg now.
Count. Okay.
No.
Traded to the human.
No, I will not talk with you. Leave.
Military access pact. Yes, we will definitely take that.
It seems
Find my harem. Destroy them!
This is going to be
Address me as your highness.
mid-range. 7 more turns. It feels like forever between times when we can recruit a Caster of Souls.
Priest
We need to attack him. We can't let him attack us with 2 armies. I don't know that we can win this, but I think we can. Oh, he's got Scarbrand! That's why this is a bad matchup. Wow, Scarbrand. See what happens if I wipe out your army first if you stay on the field. Ugh, he's at 48. Yep. Gotta admit, this may end badly for us. There's a castle, but, you know, I think we might.
Petra worships me!
That's the best position we can be in. I have a feeling he's not going to attack.
Curse them all!
Now, is he coming at me or is he adjusting his army? Because if he is not going to attack, it gives us time, first of all, to build up Winds of Magic. And second of all, that means he has to make an attack at a bad position. I don't want to face him on the field. I want to face him up against the mountain. Best way to do that is to force him to come down. There, yes. That'll separate them a little bit. Oh, this is great. Let's just watch. We'll watch some Gorgons flapping around. Is that what those are? Bloodthirsters. Bloodthirsters. You remember Bloodthirsters in Dawn of War Dark Crusade? I like how they're the same basic animal. Except these fly. Those do. But we didn't have flying units until the 4th. Or what you... I don't know if I'd call it the 4th game. Or the 4th DLC. It wasn't really DLC, was it? It was a standalone game. It matched with the previous 3 games. But you could play it all on its own. I wish DLC was like that today. Where instead of buying DLC, you bought a new complete game. And the games were unified together. If you bought the new game, you would get the new units the new game had, but it was a standalone game. It's a bit more expensive, of course, but it gives you much more freedom for how you want to buy your games and which ones you want to play. Like, you don't need to buy the quote-unquote base game in order to play your favorite faction. There is no base game. You just buy your favorite faction and then play that game. $7.99. Oh, that's all. We can force him to attack, and that's through this guy. Now he's probably not going to move guys out of the way. That's probably the easiest guys to kill. I don't think that they are armored. I think they're just Chosen of Corn. They're probably armored. We don't want to mess with that. We want to mess with that. Are you coming at me now because I'm being a pill? Guess what? If you don't move your whole army, I'll just keep flinking you to death. Death by 1,000 cuts. There you go. You wanna come at me? Let's kill some Chosen of Corn. Let's do the Forsaken of Corn, because those guys have flaming attacks. Oh, nope, he has to attack. This puts him in an unfair position. He's got to come out toward the end.
Onward!
And I have nothing but soup for lunch. I'm hungry already. That is going to be trouble. That is probably... Will this be able to damage? Like its star... I mean, it's not a 0. It is not efficient. I don't think we're going to waste it. Let's just kill him. We gotta get this. Those guys. They did pretty good. They did pretty good. Better than me. You are not going to be able to knock these guys on the side there. That's just not good.
Majesty! King! Boom, Prince! Come now!
Everybody. Ooh, you are done.
Orbis Virata.
Let's force them to make a decision.
king!
Gotta keep pounding him and pounding him and pounding him. What is keeping him on the battlefield? Oh. That was the way to do it. Oh, gosh, we lost all our Tomb Guard. But that secondary army he's bringing up no longer has the power to take the city because Scarbrand was the hammer.
Always
Take the demon souls for the road. Chalice of Malfour. Appear to be wounded instead of killed in battle. Experience gain, miscast chance.
My will be done.
You lost so many Tomb Guard. Gee, Willy Willikers. Is here all the way up and the rest of the army back. Let's loot these guys.
Destroy!
Tactic there. It's the same one you do every time. Did he say behold your dead? Or did he say behold your death? One of them's cool, the other is also Let's leave that to the heroes.
Prince. That's the goal. Death awaits.
It's just 9. It's just
Invocation.
these guys gotta get rid of that.
Your way.
They're just
It's on me. Unliving king.
do not get to do your plan. Oh, I killed my own dudes. Because we're jerks. We lost another tomb guard. I didn't even notice.
Let the living live. Priest king of greatest dynasty. Address me as your highness.
Nothing. Oh, we got Order of Lore Masters stuff. Dragons. I'm totally taking a dragon. And then we need...
Petra watches.
Libaris shall rise again.
Floating village is where? Floating village, something. Okay. This is good territory. This is what we like to own. Green territory.
May your request be less unnatural than your form.
We'll take it. Oh,
This will be
I
mastered.
was expecting a gold. I guess we did trade that to him this turn.
Address me as your highness.
Go anywhere.
Move.
And there's this guy.
No!
He's got resurrect. Doesn't need anything else. Let's get rid of that. These hieratic jars on these guys. They're just worthless. Enchanted items. Let's get some more Boroses. Yes, they essentially function the same function as the hieratic jar. I mean, it's for healing. But an Ouroboros does a lot more than just healing. I mean, it also gives battle healing cap up, which is... And we can replace some of these hieratic jars with Ouroboroses. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch all of this. In fact, how about I save the game, do all of this on my own,
Arise, legions.
and come back another day. What do we have that's... Oh, yeah. That would be fun to give to somebody, just, you know, for the joy of it. This character will be wounded instead of killed in battle. And then we have Death Singer, present in the same region, and Doombringer. So who has Doombringer? Well, I'll figure this out. Anyway, I'm going to figure this out later. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. I hope you enjoyed not shooting me in the face. Anyway, yeah, I had fun. I hope you had fun. That's what the whole point of this is. It's just to have fun. That's the Tomb Kings. We're getting close to being done. I'm gonna give my guys some improved equipment. I would really like to get more. Well, let's check it out first. We are almost at the point where we get short victory achieved. We may be at the long campaign victory, of course. Ensure that 7 of the following buildings have been constructed. The Pyramid of King the Vault of Nagash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need the Pyramid of Amenhotep and the Vault of Nagash to get a long campaign victory. We are nowhere near 272 settlements. Control 4 of the following settlements either by direct ownership or through vassals. We've got Orion's Camp, Waterfall Path, King's Glade, Crag of Findle, and Val's Anvil. We are killing them because we have to. And then we get ultimate campaign victory. Are you kidding me? We're almost done with ultimate campaign victory.
Focus!
Domination, we're not getting that anytime soon. This one, where are those 2 last things? Ultimate Nagash, I assume, is here. Can't see what they can build. Amenhotep Turpin. Whatever. What would be really silly is if we gave it away because it was like right here in Sun Tree Glades or something. We just abandoned it to the elves. That'd be hilarious. Alright, well, we're almost done with the ultimate campaign victory, so that's good. Conquest 1 is a little bit far away. Long campaign victory may be out of reach. I'll look up that last place and see if it's possible to get that. Anyway, that's enough for now. It's been about 2 hours. I think it's a good place to stop. I will distribute some gear toward my guys and maybe get some more. We've got plenty of canopic jars. So I will come back to you later, hopefully geared up and ready to kill the last few elves that do exist in the game. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.